Jonathan Markwell,
Benjamin Ward.
I think you should come on down to South Park and meet some friends of mine.
I mean, I've met your friends before and I want nothing to do with them.
Okay, well, these friends are 2D.
Oh, now I'm listening.
They are animated and they are rude as fuck.
Is one of them Butters?
One of them is Butters.
I love Butters.
Butters is amazing. Although here's Professor Chaos.
Yeah.
I just love Butters. I think the fact that he just kind of, turns into an evil professor is brilliant.
He's wonderful.
He is. So we're, of course, talking about South Park, The Fractured But Whole. Butthole. It's a joke. Sorry. So South Park is, the Fractured But Whole is a sequel to The Stick of Truth.
Yeah.
Stick of Truth was possibly my favourite South Park related thing ever. It was perfect. It was kind of a bit of a love letter to the show.
Was it the first decent South Park game?
Yes.
Yeah,
by a lot. Apart from Chef's Love Shack, which I seem to love.
Actually, that was probably good.
That was pretty good
as a party game.
But you couldn't play it on your own. Like South Park, The Stick of Truth was really good fun.
Yeah.
It featured a lot of interesting things, and this builds on it in pretty much every way. It kind of builds on the love for the series.
Yeah.
It's got the humour there.
Love it.
It kind of draws probably. For some people, it might draw a little bit too much on the more recent series, but I think that was needed because you can't necessarily go for a sort of... You can't go back to that well that was the first game.
No, if the first game taps all those obvious touchstones from the first series, or not the first series, but like the series around then.
Yeah,
it makes sense to follow on and touch on the newer stuff in the newer game.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
And I mean, there are a lot of interesting things about the Fractured But Whole where... it does go back to the first game. It kind of touches on stuff. So, like the first game, you went to Canada. That was like it basically became like an 8-bit RPG where it was all top down. It was brilliant. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
And they do something very interesting with kind of Canada this time round that does draw upon the most recent series.
Excellent.
There's a lot of things to like about this game in just every aspect if you are a fan of South Park.
Yeah.
I've spoken to a few people who are playing it at the minute that aren't necessarily fans of South Park in general, but they've really enjoyed the game so far as well.
All right. So it's good that it stands up as a game on its own rather than just like without these kind of comic references.
Yeah, I think that was the thing. Like with the Stick of Truth, it kind of lent on, this is a competent game.
Yeah.
But because it's a South Park game that's actually really good,
yes,
that added a lot to it.
Yeah.
What they've done with the Fractured But Whole is kind of take everything they learned from that, put it in, and they've changed the combat up to a point where it's actually really good fun.
Very good.
It's very tactical now.
Yeah.
You've got before you just had like, you had your characters, the opposing characters, and they just sort of fought each other.
Was it like Final Fantasy VII kind of turn-based?
Yeah, it was very much
very static.
It was very static, very JRPG style.
Yeah.
But what they've done in this one is they've got like a grid, so you can move your characters around, and like if you say, for example, that there's a character that's going to attack you, you can see where their like turn is in the bottom right hand corner, so it gives you an idea of whose turn's next.
Yeah.
So you can run up to somebody, like get right up in their face, hit them with a move that will push them back and knock them into somebody else.
Yeah.
That'll damage them both. Or you can use like an area of attack spell.
Oh, it's basically like XCOM, isn't it?
A little bit, yeah, but it's a very, very confined XCOM.
Yeah.
In a very, very short battle, basically.
Yes.
It's better than competent, which is, the first one was a competent game, but it was fun because it was South Park.
Considering it is essentially a kind of movie/TV license, we shouldn't expect much. So the fact that it's better than competent is good.
Yes, absolutely.
That's a good start.
Yeah, I think so. There's a lot of touches in terms of, obviously there's some obviously there's some controversial stuff as well.
Sure.
The difficulty slider.
Yeah.
That was announced a while ago. That's that's in there.
Yeah.
I think it was possibly a little bit misreported at the time.
Right. Yeah.
It's obviously it's a bit of a social commentary.
Yes.
But at the same time, like there are a lot of other things around it.
Yeah.
It's annoyed some people, but then you kind of think it's South Park.
That's very much what they do.
Yeah.
They kind of annoy everyone.
Yeah.
And that's the whole point of it.
And I mean, I'm unashamedly still a fan of South Park.
Big time.
I think it's still, really good. I think when they get the satire right,
yes,
they absolutely hit it on the nose.
Yeah.
They do misfire a little bit sometimes.
Yes.
I think it'd be stupid to say that they get it right every time.
I think 22 series, you're gonna have the odd misstep every now and then.
Yeah.
When you're trying to when you're that close to the edge.
Yeah.
Of, offensiveness.
Yeah. I think they've done well to stay away from like hugely current political stuff in the game. Okay. I think that's probably due to the fact that games obviously take quite a long time to produce, and it's not like the actual production of the show.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, if you haven't ever seen it, there's a documentary called 6 Days to Air, which is fantastic, which shows you how they get the episodes done. So I think that kind of long gestation period of the game might be a little bit detrimental to it at some points, particularly like the later game is starting to feel. I'm very close to finishing it at this point. I'm starting to feel like it might be repeating itself a little tiny bit.
Yeah.
Or they might be trying to stretch it a little bit too far. But from all I've heard, the end game really pulls it in as well. It really kind of nails it.
Oh, smash it.
So yeah, I really, really enjoy it. I've really enjoyed my time with South Park. And I would heartily recommend it.
Excellent.
Or fartily recommend it, as the game would probably have me say.
Horrendous.
Yes.
What would you give it out of 10?
At the moment, I would give it an 8.5. It's a very good game.
Cool.
The fact that it stands alone as a game in itself.
Yes.
And obviously you've got the South Park element to it.
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed my time with it. I think it's
smashing.
And there we go. Please do, if you have enjoyed this video, like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and we will see you in the next one.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Laters.